Got a Samsung VCR. This one is apparently totally dead. At least that's the way it looks. Power supply problem, no doubt. It's a basic mono machine, not worth a penny, but we're going to see if we can get this one going just for the fun of it. Check this one out. This is just a basic Samsung mono VCR that was given to take a look at it and see whether it's working. I know nothing about it. I know it's got a tape in it. Whether the tape is jammed in there or what the story is, I don't know. We'll pop the top off this thing first. As you can see, the tape is loaded and this thing is dead. So power supply issue, more than likely, as it's in the loaded position and it is plugged in and it does have power. So let's pull the power supply. One more screw in the bottom. Fuse is all blown to hell. Typically means that probably the regulator transistor, the chopper transistor, is also going to be blown. This could be a major one. Could be minor too, but typically when the fuse is blown like that, it's a catastrophic failure, and it's not worth fixing, other than as a learning project. So we'll measure the transistor and see whether the transistor is blown. There won't be any voltage on this, even though it was plugged in, because of course the fuse is blown, so there'll be nothing here. The transistor is probably shorted, and that is it here. Emitter to collector is shot. So that transistor is shot for sure. It may be just the transistor that's bad as well. What is this? I have a 2SC4130, which may be an acceptable replacement. I guess we can always sub it in and see if it'll work. It's just a standard transistor. Usually what goes wrong on these is one of these caps in here fails on the primary side, and causes it to, maybe this one here, causes the transistor to latch on and blow. But we can try changing out this transistor and see whether that will get this power supply running. Okay, is it shorted? Oh, it's not shorted. Okay. What's going on here? Base and emitter. Base to emitter, base to collector and base to emitter. And no short. Okay. Well, the transistor appears to be okay then. I wonder why it went. Was it just a fuse that popped, or do we have a diode that's shorted in here? Let's just check some of the other components. There's a diode across here. It's not shorted. Maybe the rectifier, maybe the full wave bridge may have gone. We have a dead short across the rectifier bridge here. That's why it's gone. Whether it's the rectifier bridge that's bad or something else that's shorted. We'll disconnect the rectifier bridge and see whether the short goes away on the circuit. Could be a bad bridge rectifier. That'll do it too, right? Fuse blew because there's a short somewhere. So now we just have to isolate and see where the short is. Is it the bridge? I got lots of bridge rectifiers if it is. It could be the bridge rectifier that's bad. We'll just open the pins and see if the short is still there. Okay, that's not shorted, but that is. So the next thing to open will be, we'll check this transistor down here. That one's not shorted. How about these diodes? Nope, they're not shorted. Definitely got a short across that filter. Filter could have shorted. Doesn't happen very often, but it doesn't mean that they can't short. We'll pull that main filter out. See whether the filter shorted. Ah, main filter shorted. How often does that happen? I don't think I've ever seen one short. We see them go high ESR, but a filter dead short. Put the transistor back in, as it's fine, and I'll find a new main filter. I'm sure I've got a used one from something. This is not going to be a very big one. 200 volts, 82 microfarads. So we'll just find a used filter cap and see whether that makes this thing work. Solder back in the bridge again. This one should do. It's a little bigger. Original was 82. This one's 150 at 250 volts. This will work. Make sure I get this thing in the correct polarity, otherwise we'll have a voltage to smoke converter. Okay, one fuse. The size is this 1 amp. 1.6 amp. Find a new fuse. So this will definitely be one to put onto the current limiter before I fire it up, just to make sure that things aren't going to go boom. So I'll plug this into my 100 watt bulb. And of course the reason I do that is so if there is a short, it'll just turn on the light bulb and it won't even blow my fuse. It's a 1.6 amp fuse, and the 100 watt bulb's only going to draw an amp. So I turn on the power, and now we can just measure our voltage here, and we'll see that we got 163 volts on the power supply. So therefore I should have some DC voltage over on this side. So we'll just look at our DC side, and we'll see that we have 20 volts there, which is probably about right. 14 volts there. Looks like the power supply is working. So we'll shut it off and put the cover back on. Pop it back in the machine and see if the machine powers up. Okay, the moment of truth. Will it or will it not power up? I think that answers that question. Play. Oops. Might help if we turn it on. Okay, on, play. Why is it not moving, the tape? The tape's been sitting so long it's stuck to the machine. Okay, well we'll just move that tape forward a bit. Fast forward. There we go. And that's probably all I can show of that. So that's it. All I gotta do now is just clean the machine. (1996) football, England versus Germany. So there we go. A bad primary cap. I've never seen one short before. Never. This is the first for me. Shorted primary capacitor. That's it. I'm going to clean the heads on this one, and then that's all done. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.